like, oh, this is the greatest recovery in the game, but it has some quirky properties. But
it can extend some hitboxes, kind of unfortunately. Anyway, so Steven, we were just talking about how he actually used to main Game & Watch back in Brawl. Looks like he's just sticking with it. Game & Watch, who is... I'm not very familiar with Brawl Game & Watch, but I feel like Brawl Game & Watch and Smash 4 Game & Watch are about the same in terms of like what they can do and their tools and everything. I feel like they're just as good. However, Smash 4 is filled with a lot better characters. So even though I think he was like bottom of high tier in Brawl, now he's kind of bottom of mid tier just because everyone in this game is so good. But anyway, right now we see a pretty convincing lead for Derdds. Busting out the Luigi.
Derdds just managed to get in a lot of free hits here and there. Steven just hasn't really gotten Derdds off of him. He's getting these free hits. Jab one into grab, and the damage racks up just like that.
So the thing is that it feels like the thing is, I was actually going to say, like, oh, it's going to be very hard for Game & Watch to come back from this just because how hard it is to, like, really consistently combo Luigi. He, of course, he's very awkward to combo because he's floaty, and he has a frame 3 Nair, which is not only a combo breaker, but also a combo starter. But we actually have seen that, like, it feels like actually every time that Steven manages to convert a hit, he gains a lot of percent for it. Like, I think he's only hit him twice or so, and he's racked up 83%.
And more so than percentage, he gains stage control very easily. We saw that Derdds had a very strong lead early on, but the few hits that Steven managed to have forced Derdds off stage, and that's really where we're seeing the percentage rack themselves up.
So the way I'd say, that should be death, though.
Yeah. Yep.
Game & Watch, very light. He's one of the top 5 lightest characters in this game. I believe he's number 3? Am I wrong about that?
I'm not particularly too sure, but I could definitely...
we have Kurigana Hammer right here at our fingertips. So I will get back to you in just a moment on that. But
right now, you're coming right back to more Luigi combos, and like I said earlier, Steven getting Derdds off stage seems to be the key to this, but Derdds knows that full and well, and he's returning. Smartly enough, he's trying to avoid ledge outright and goes back to center stage as much as he can, because you get caught right there at the edge, you see that all that shield pressure is getting put on. This is where Game & Watch really shines.
Yeah, and also Luigi is not great at getting off ledge. Part of it has to do with his very bad aerial mobility. He has the second worst aerial mobility in the game, I believe. Right above DDD. Oh, that should be it. He flubs the punish. I mean, at that point, like, that move is so laggy, you could just, like, walk up and just up smash. Okay, cleans up the stock pretty quickly, regardless. But let me just quickly...
A very interesting
Mr. Game & Watch is the 3rd lightest character in the game, by the way.
We've got an offstage situation looking very similar to the beginning of this game now. 91% already on deck. And back air's going to force the ledge situation once again. You know, if Derdds can just slide in a smash attack at some point, Steven's going to have to really figure out how to return off the stage, because...
I'm actually surprised it's the first time he's busted out that bucket. The bucket, at the very least, is a really good way to sort of threaten... Yeah, he's getting a little desperate, and that'll be it. But so the biggest thing about that game, it felt like both players were really good at... When they got in an advantageous position, they would just keep pushing it and pushing it and pushing it, you know? Because I feel like they were only in neutral a couple of times during that set, which is kind of unusual for that game, which is kind of unusual for Smash 4. A lot of what it is, Luigi would get a grab at low percent, then knock Game & Watch off stage, start juggling him, keep him in the air and everything, and then after a while, Game & Watch would get the first hit, he would get like a 40% combo, and then put Luigi in the corner, and then Luigi would be stuck on ledge. So I think that winning the neutral is going to be huge right now. It really comes, because if they know that they can like rack on like 40% every time they net like a solid hit, then like that single, you know, instance of winning neutral is going to be huge.
Yeah, I can speak for Derdds on this, that he's a player that definitely runs with momentum heavily, and he integrates it to his Luigi play very well, as we've already seen from Game 1. And we're seeing a lot of those qualities also in Steven's play, so we're looking to see more of the same here in Game 2.
Here it is. Yeah, this is it. He's just keeping him in the corner. He has... that was an unfortunate misfire. It killed him. Oh, no.
And we got the taunt from Steven. All right.
Yeah, that's... Misfires aren't always friendly. Sometimes they can kind of screw over the Luigi.
But this drastic shift in momentum could be just what Steven needs to run away with Game 2. Now that he's got a stock lead very early on, we're back in a ledge situation.
Okay, yeah, he's making it back safely. Luigi having access to like mashing down B is huge. Like if he didn't have that down B to give him extra height, he would have one of the worst recoveries.
Oh, absolutely. But luckily enough for Derdds, he has very good control of his character, returning to stage reliably, even through Steven's constant ledge guarding.
Yep. Oh, there it is again. We see the wow, down throw back air. I don't know if that was a true combo or not.
That looked like questionable DI on Steven's half.
Yeah, I think he might have been DIing scared of. I think he was scared of a back throw, so
Possibly.
he was DIing in. And then the down throw happened, and because he was DIing in, oh, this could be big damage, though.
It was a really interesting interaction. We saw the rising nair because of Game & Watch's up B. The trampoline forces a pseudo-wind box of sorts.
Like, look at this. That was 72% basically off of one hit in neutral from Luigi, and he just kept the pressure on and kept reading his, like, you know, escape options, and as a result, he basically made it. Even the stage spike will clean it up, though.
Very fortunate game 2 for Steven, and bring us into game 3. It's going to be interesting to see where Derdds brings Steven, because
my guess, Smash. I'm not 100% sure on this. Just it's sort of a trend that if you see game 1 and game 2 on Smashville, a lot of the times game 3 is also on Smashville. But he might try and opt for a stage that would work better with his character. But I don't know. Like, what would Luigi want? Where would Luigi want to bring Game & Watch in this matchup? Do you think?
You see, I would typically say triplats are good, just on the basis that triplats, not so much that they're better for Luigi, but they're worse for Game & Watch. They're two characters that benefit from a very similar stage layout. So, like, if it's flat, it's looking really good for Luigi, and it's also looking really good for Game & Watch. But the platforms hinder Game & Watch's aerial defenses more so than Luigi's ability to combo, because he too can use the platforms, and he can, you know, move around freely. That being said, Game & Watch has a little bit more difficulty having to deal with if he's going to be able to drop with Dare if he wants to, if he's going to be able to safely return to the base platform. Yeah. Whereas Luigi doesn't really have to worry about that. He has a bit more safer options for returning into a neutral state.
The only thing is that I'd say that because Game & Watch has disjoints and Luigi doesn't, which can be very hard for Luigi when he's on platforms, and at the same time, we haven't really seen him use it, but Game & Watch up smash it's a very unique move where his entire head becomes intangible during that, and that is relevant, I feel, more for platform stages when your opponent is more trying to land down from platforms than on a flat stage like Smashville. So I think that it looks like we might be seeing the tri-platform layout, and I'd be very curious to see if we do see Steven utilizing the up smash more. All right.
So right off the bat, we see Derdds just not really doing much, but he's asserts stage control. They're returning to center.
But here's the thing, though. This is actually it's like melee ice climbers. He's staying on the platform so he doesn't get grabbed. That right now, yeah, like you see, he's like camping on these platforms. He lost the percent lead, so it's going to be a little bit trickier for him. But look at this. He has him in the corner. Let's see if he can keep it there. All right. Oh, that was such a good shield. But Game & Watch, even though he doesn't have the best air speed, he's very good at drifting back and forth, making his actual like mobility very ambiguous.
Steven's doing a very good job of playing an evasive game. He wants this cat and mouse kind of game because once he gets the percentage lead, he won't have to worry about going in too hard. But even at that, while Luigi's following him into the air, that's where we're going to see Game & Watch really preferring these triplats because he's going to be able to go on the offense easier. Where Luigi's more oriented for grabs, like you already said.
Yes.
Game & Watch benefits a lot more from this hit-and-run style because he could just throw out that fair, he can throw out that nair, and if he gets him in a good position, back air can put Derdds in a really bad situation.
Yeah. And I think we're going to have to see... Oh, good trump. This could be big. The down air, the down B actually going past the ledge.
And the windbox from the down air was actually what saved Steven, but not enough to protect him from that.
Yeah, that back air is absolutely going to seal it. It's hard to say. I do feel like the stage is working out for Derdds at the moment, but I feel like that's because Steven has sort of taken a perhaps not the greatest approach to using the stage. He's just like, oh, I don't want to get grabbed, so I'm gonna stay on these platforms, and as a result, he's gotten hit by other moves that should be it. Yeah.
Yep.
And the
just going for the quick LRA start, get himself out of there. A 2-1 for Derdds, looking pretty fresh, I gotta say. He played a very patient game.